night. Poggers.
Yes. Hey, I think we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Deli, I'm going to assume that chat can hear us. Welcome to MLE. We have a lot going on tonight. We have waited long enough, so we are going to go ahead, tell these teams to join, and we are going to have great MLE action in Champ League. Deli, tell us about this game.
So we've got two teams 3 games apart, and they're really going to be scrapping for some games. We're hoping for a great series, hopefully even better than our start here, as we've seen the Shadow and the Bulls. Always interesting because, I mean, I, for one, am a huge fan of the Shadow's team colors. They're my favorite color of ball. I mean, that gold is absolutely stunning. I'm not even going to pretend.
And the red looks really good. It's not your regular red. It's a really vibrant red. It looks good for the Bulls.
Yeah, and as we're starting out here, we've got no one really taking advantage of the other team to start off. No kickoff goals, which, you know, we always hate to see because they're not as exciting as a hard-earned goal, but the Bulls are going to be putting on some pressure here. Shadow are going to alleviate as Void's got a dribble one-on-one with Chaser up and over, and you've got to hit the net in that situation next time. Maybe to aim a little bit better. No, I'm not going to. That's a little rude of me, so I'm going to hold that back as the Bulls are going to try to bring forth some attack here off the backboard, looking for Kendo, who isn't really too confident to come up that far yet. Teams still feeling each other out off the backboard, popping out. Chaser's going to have to meet Void, and he beats him out up off the backboard, and the chance will not fall in the back of the goal. The Shadow are putting on some good pressure right now, and the Bulls are going to have to find a clear. They've been working slow to get their clear, but the Shadow have been chasing it down. They're going to have to take a hard hit to send this ball out. And still the ball is in as Kendo tries to drive it out. Ball actually goes backwards off a bad touch there. And now Void is going to try to follow up. Chaser is up top. He's going to put the ball out of the face of goal. Where Euronate is going to look to follow. It's going to ping down across that curved wall there up into center. Chaser's going to send this ball out and follow, trying to get rid of that pressure, and it's still in their half. We've been here for about a minute now. A pressure cooker going on for the Bulls here as a Demolition will open up the play, looking to stretch, but Kendo will be able to make the ball back into the corner. God, I wish I could talk. Like, honestly, English, dude, too hard. As the ball will finally leave the Bulls' half, but not for long, as Void will simply walk it back in, looking for a flick, and Kendo is there. Euronate with the follow. He tries to wait out Chaser, but he catches up with him. And now the Bulls with a chance here. Kendo's going to take the shot up the backboard crossbar and down, and the Bulls will score. Very unlikely that we see that sort of thing happen.
Deli, I just want to recognize you talked for more than 2 minutes straight there, which I know you're not going to complain about. I love the way you described this action. Bulls felt like they were kind of on the defensive there for most of the time, but they were really just waiting for their time to attack, and it finally came as we approached the halfway point. Bulls taking advantage of a little mishap there on D, creating the opportunity for themselves. Here's a chance, but it's going to be Euronate coming back. As we said in the pregame that unfortunately no one was able to hear, the Bulls are a division leader coming into this one, and the Shadow only 1 game out of their division. So these are 2 highly touted teams in the Champion League.
Yeah, and you know, these games matter so much to both of these teams because when you're up in this top half of the standings, there's so little that separates teams from each other because you don't meet on the field. That's the reason why you guys are so close, is because you're playing teams and you won't be meeting each other. And the only way you can really get yourself ahead of this competition is to just keep winning games, because you can't look at them and say, oh, you know, this team only got 3 games on, say if I was playing against the Shadow and say, so was your team. Like, oh, I took 3 games on the Shadow, you only took 2. That's 1 game we have on you that you can't get back. You don't have that when you don't play the same teams. So it's always important that, especially in a series like this that'll get scrappy, to take every single game and goal you can get, because goal difference and games will matter for you so much down the stretch.
How come it's got to be your team that gets 3 and my team only gets 2?
Oh, because your team is worse than mine. That's easy. Basic math. I'm just kidding, ZB. You smacked me silly in the Champions League matchup, but I'll catch you tomorrow, 10 to 10:30.
Sure.
But as the Bulls are going to look to make an attack happen, we're seeing more of this pressure from the Shadow that we've seen so much of, as they're going to bring the ball back down, coming to the corner, chase down for Kendo. I need to see a better clear from the Bulls here, as they did get one goal off their offense earlier, but you can't keep relying on that with so much pressure coming onto your defense to come out with a win when all you're doing is sitting in the back, as they're going to score again and shut me up. ZB, how do you feel?
This is twice now that it felt like the Bulls were playing a bend but don't break defense. Just softly clearing that ball away. The Shadow able to take possession or maintain possession. But then the Bulls, once they found the opportunity to strike, they're taking advantage, and they're just doing Bulls things here. Kendo able to find 2 goals early in this one, and Shadow find themselves in a little bit of a predicament. Only 45 seconds left in this one, trying to find a goal, and the Bulls defense has said not so fast, my friend.
Absolutely, as the Shadow are finally going to get their well-deserved goal. We've seen so much work from them, and honestly, you'd expect more goals from your team if you're putting on this much pressure. Finally, they get that breakthrough, and, usually it's the first one that's always the hardest, so maybe they'll find more success now that they've put their first ball in the back of the net, but with 35 seconds to go, we're going to have to see something really special as the ball is going to bounce across, looking for a chance as Euronate's going to put the ball back in the corner. They're going to rotate out on the Bulls side. They're going to look to clear. Void will meet him. Ball's going to pop up in front of goal where Kendo will look to make a play. He actually loses control. Euronate will put the ball up, and a miss coming out from Chaser. Shot is on. Kendo can't get a piece of it. We've got bonus Rocket League here in game 1, so it seems.
Yeah, we were talking about how the Bulls were trying to bend but not break on defense. Shadow maintaining the offensive pressure, and Euronate, GM of the Shadow. Is he European? I don't know. Is his name Nate? I don't know, but I do know that he has brought his team back in this one.
At this point, the team who scores next is going to win, probably. We've seen crazier things happen in this series. Void is going to bring the ball up. Kendo's going to send it into the corner as the clock expires. Whoever scores now will be the winner, no matter what, as we've got golden goal here for game 1. Ball will hit the floor. We've got a pretty even kickoff. Are we going to see more of that pressure from the Shadow that has suddenly been working for them, and it hasn't for the first 4 minutes of the game? They kind of woke up from nap time there and decided we've got some Rocket League to play, as the ball will come in and Kendo will send it up. Void will follow and send the ball back, but not very meaningful of them as they'll lose possession. Kendo's going to look to make a play. 50-50 coming in, and Void wins another 50. Ball's going to come down in front of the goal. A shot coming in, no chance, as Euronate shoots that perfectly.
It all started when Kendo, I think, was maybe going for a fake. He had the car on the top of his hood, couldn't do anything with it. Void beat the defender, and then it was Euronate there who was able to finish it, getting the overtime goal. Shadow, 3 unanswered goals with less than 45 seconds left to finish this one. What a performance. Not what I would have predicted. What a play.
That was just a really good game for the Shadow.
Yeah.
If you're Euronate, you have a lot of good things to look at there. You put on so much pressure, and so many good things were happening for you, except for the ball going in for those first 4 minutes. You got to keep up what you've been doing there for the end of that game, and you're going to find a lot of success in this series. And if you're the Bulls, you need to work harder on getting the ball out of your zone, because when they got the ball out, great things really quickly for them. And they're just going to need to find a way to get more of that offense going.
Yeah, the Shadow quadrupled the Bulls scoring opportunities, 8-2. Someone double check my math on that one. Kendo getting those 2 shots on goals, which he did convert on. So you do like to see that efficiency. But as you said, the Bulls need to get the ball out of their defensive half and into the offensive zone. Shadow finally converted late, and the fans Shadow are glad that they did. So they steal game 1 in the last 45 seconds plus overtime. And they're going to look to do it again here in game 2.
Yeah, kind of the end of that game 1, they started to really put together some meaningful things, and they really were just finding nothing. And you can easily get frustrated, especially early in a series when that sort of thing is happening. But, with the Shadow finally coming out with the game, it's a great thing, because now they're going to have a lot of confidence coming into the rest of this series.
Yeah, they definitely are. It's one of those things where you have to believe in the process, and they were keeping the ball in the offensive zone, getting shots on target, and they didn't relent from that. They trusted themselves and knew that if they keep up that pressure and keep up that offensive onslaught, that it would eventually fall for them, and it did. So you have to think that they're going to stick with that, trying to maintain possession of the wall. Void doing nuts things as that shot in. It was very close off the wall near midfield. Urinate tries to touch it. He's going to. It's coming down for Void. His touch is in. What a pass off the ceiling.
Yeah, we're seeing exactly what we want to see from the Shadow, because this is exactly what they've been deserving with the way they've been playing. Void's going to put that ball in off a great effort from Uronate, beating out both Bulls. And I mean, honestly, what more can I say that I haven't already said about their style of play here in the little intermission in game one? Is that the Shadow are just working so much harder than the Bulls. They have to put together more meaningful chances as Uronate just, he pretty much dissipates and reforms behind the defender. No chance for Kendo or for Chaser. That's going in.
No, I kind of feel like the Shadow are feeling very confident here. Scoring a goal and then going for the cheap kickoff, that can cost you sometimes. But they were able to take advantage, stall the ball, and then Shadow maintaining possession and flicking it over the Bulls' last defender there. So Shadow, as we say, the Octanes are clicking on all cylinders, and I'm not surprised. 2 Octanes on the field. They're finding so much success. And there is another goal from Shadow less than a minute into this one. All Shadow all the time in game 2.
I mean, if you're a fan of, how do I say this, the red team, I'd suggest looking away for some of these replays, because right now they're not really so hot and the Shadow are on fire. And someone needs to put these guys out, because we could see a huge blowout here as we've got 3 goals with 1 minute to go. And they have no signs of stopping. They have no regard for the Bulls here, as they're just looking to destroy, as Void will do that to Chaser. And now a 2-on-1 coming down the field for Uronate, and the ball will get sent back out by Chaser. Kendo is kind of sitting back in his cute little mudcat over there. He looks for making a play, and Void, nobody's home.
Wow.
Solo mission, and he'll just steal the cookie jar and run away.
I just realized we haven't said Chaser's name very often on this stream yet. We know that Chaser, one of the top players in Champ League, just in terms of his ability, to make plays and win games, hasn't got involved yet too much. I think that has to do a lot with Shadow just maintaining possession and playing the game that they want to play. At a certain point, Bulls are just going to have to get involved. They might do it here. What a shot. And on cue, as if we planned it, there's Chaser with the perfect touch. Look at that dust cloud. Very beautiful here on Wasteland.
Yeah, he kind of waited that out, and it was perfect. Great placement, and it was very smart of him to wait that out. And you talked about the dust cloud. It is actually very timely to use the dust cloud, especially if you're the Bulls on Wasteland. You know, the more I think about it, the more perfect it gets. Since we're talking about fashion, can we just talk about who is that? Uronate? That is...
Yes.
Uronate and Void specifically. I'm a bigger fan of Voids than Uronate at the moment, to be completely honest, but Uronate's got some sick wheels going on. We've got some great fashion on this field. I mean, you get nothing else but incredible fashion as players kind of buy into the team colors. As we're going to see a goal here in that beautiful red explosion again. You love to see when a player gets involved in your team's gimmicking their car up correctly, or matching the colors. It's always fun to see them getting interested in the history.
Yeah, I don't want to cut in there, but Chaser, what a dunk. Not letting up, down 4-1 in this one. Having the last 2 goals. He's going to have another opportunity here. Is that one in? Oh my gosh, it was. Posted out. Urinate might have helped it out on that one. Bulls doing everything they can to make this a game. Can he get it past Urinate? Oh no, this is going to be a fast break the other way. Have to be careful there. Almost had a double commit, but Kendo getting back to make the save. So we're at halftime. 2-goal game. The Bulls are very much in this one. And Deli, I will say, you speak about the fashion of the cars. You really have to appreciate the players wearing their best Rocket League items while playing on Wasteland, because that dust, it just gets everywhere.
Yeah, you could get a really dirty car, and thankfully, you can wash your car with some delicious Balls Guarana. If you see a play of the week where
maybe there's one,
flip it, and you can tweet it at MLE Esports GG or on the Play of the Week channel, and you can get a player a nice case of balls. I know after this series, I'm going to be watching very intently to see if I won myself a case of Balls Guarana, because I am in the running, and if you didn't vote for me, please don't come to my 18th birthday. You're not invited, as the Bulls are going to try to make a play happen here to tie the game with 2 minutes to go. We've seen a lot of goals in this match. players filling up those baskets with lots of Rocket League balls. What do you call them? They seem to be made of something strange. Either way, we're going to call it the ball here, as Chaser's going to dribble it, and he's going to pretty much get a 50 and win out as he's looking to make a great play happen. Void is going to fly in and stop that from going in the back of the net. They're going to have to reset on offense here as Kendall's going to take the shot. Double commit. They make a beautiful X, and no one is there to punish. Void looking to shoot the ball in. Chaser will meet it there. Coming up the wall, pinching it out. Euronate's going to turn. That was a tricky ball. He was great to get that touch there. Ball's going to pop down off the ceiling. Nobody's waiting there. We're seeing a lot of great attacks coming together, but the chance is just being missed as Chaser is up for that one. Kendo is going to start making a run down the field. Void looking to make a stop, but no one was really challenging him. But while he gets up and over, with the help of Euronate, they form Captain Planet, but unfortunately they're beat out by Pollution this time, as the Bulls are going to send the ball away. Coming back in off the backboard, Chaser looking to make a play happen again. He just hasn't found the mark. Coming back down the stretch here are the Shadow, sending the ball up into center, and Urinate turn. I think he's beat out by this ball, but he gets a great touch there on the chase down. Looking to chip it over Chaser. He won't get it. 43 seconds. The clock is ticking for the Bulls. You don't want to go down 2 games so early. Chaser does another 50-50 there, but the ball is still in the Bulls zone. Keno's going to send it off his backboard. Needs to follow, but Void with the 50. It's going to waste out some more of that clock as Chaser's going to try to bring the ball forward. Urinate putting it back in. Going to chew another 5 seconds off that clock. Kendo trying to bring it out. Shadow right on top of it, chewing even more. The clock is just against the Bulls right now as the Shadow are using it very effectively to waste this time. 10 seconds to go. A dribble play happening. Shadow are going to keep it up. They're going to retreat and play some defense as we get to 3 seconds. It's going to take something incredible, but the bump will end that. The Shadow taking game 2.
Yeah, Chaser, I know, really wanted to get that ball on the top of his dominance there. Flat car problems, if you will. I have to give credit to the Shadow. The Bulls were doing everything they could in that final minute to just get a scoring opportunity, but the Shadow's rotation, so relentless. They just kept rotating at the midfield and sending that ball back into the offensive zone. Bulls, despite their effort, could not get possession of the ball and get that in the offensive half. Shadow seemed to be playing very well on the same page, and that's what's leading to these victories.
Yeah, I saw a lot of great things from the Bulls this game where we didn't really see the Shadow putting up the ball in their half as much as before. Of course, they were still having a lot of pressure, as we saw in that final 45 seconds where they couldn't get the ball out in time. Right. But the Bulls are really starting to string together more meaningful offense and not keeping the ball in their own half. They got a lot more goals. And if they had 3 goals in the previous game at that rate, it probably would have been a victory for them. But they just couldn't put it together for this one. And they're going to have to look at these final 3 games as a chance to bring this series around and come out with a victory.
Yeah, this series certainly not over, and Bulls came into this game with enough games in the win column, came into this match rather, where, you know, they still have games to play with. You can't call this one a loss quite yet. Keep stealing games away from the Shadow and keep yourself in the top of the division. Oh my goodness. I was at a loss for words there just because I was so impressed by what Urinate and Void were doing. Flick over 1, touch over 2. Deli, that was a very beautiful play.
Yeah, the only way you can defend that is to leave the match, as there's no way you're stopping that, and I honestly would have retired. See, if we were on that field defending that, I would have told you that it was your fault and left the goal and said that you stole my boost at some time. As the Shadow are going to look to make another goal happen as they beat out the defender. Ball is coming in. Chaser, he gets there just in time. Denial of services there, as this man's car is bigger than the goal at the given moment. Coming down for a 50, but the Shadow will just bring the ball right back and reset their attack. No harm done to them. Ball going to pop down and Urinate all over him. That ball's in the back of the net.
Great play there by the Shadow. Deli, you alluded to our comms. I can't believe you're giving the viewers here a preview of the upcoming Season 8 AL Spartans documentary.
Man, that would be something, wouldn't it? 3 rookies make a playoff run? I'd watch that. I'd make a movie about that.
It would certainly be entertaining, much like the performance that the Shadow are putting on right now.
So as the Shadow are still trying to put on this pressure, I'm seeing the Bulls regressing in what we saw from last game as they're not getting the ball out of their half and having meaningful chances like they did the previous game. Chaser's going to actually try to change my mind here by bringing the ball down the field. That's on target, off the post and out. That's unfortunate as Euronate will beat out his defender. The Shadow are simply outclassing the Bulls right now as that ball will go off the post to shut me up. But the ball will go in regardless as Euronate's going to finish that job. I mean, honestly, the Shadow are just playing so much better than the Bulls are right now, and you hate to see it because the Bulls are honestly playing a good game, but the Shadow are playing out of their minds.
They are. Shadow, next level Champ League action right here. I've learned in life, Deli, and take this as a lesson. Things are more likely to stay the same than they are to change. And unfortunately, that is the case in this game where the Shadow just continue to maintain offensive pressure no matter what the Bulls do. They can't really. What I was saying is the Bulls are doing a great job creating scoring opportunities. Chaser touching it. Him going up to challenge that ball shows me that they are still confident that they are very much capable of winning this game.
Yeah, except the thing about that is they haven't really been stopped on offense, but they haven't had offense. So as we're seeing more offense from them, they've had a lot of success on offense. They just haven't been able to get the ball on the offensive half.
Yeah, something I've noticed in the series, the Shadow have very few saves. I don't know if that's because of the rotations that I've alluded to, where they are cutting rotation of the midfield to keep that offensive pressure, or if it's another thing, it might just be that the Bulls are finding opportune moments and they're capitalizing. But just as I was speaking, that the Bulls, might not be capable of doing damage in this one. Another shot by Chaser in Delhi, but just like a snap of the fingers, this one is tied.
Yeah, so while we're out here cursing the Shadow for 3 goals in a row, I'd like to say that the Shadow are going to give up a last-second Game 5 goal to force overtime, and we're going to see a 15-minute overtime while we're at it. And I'm not going to predict a winner because the crystal ball only goes so far, but I just had to throw that out there while I'm stirring the cauldron and casting spells and charms on the Shadow here. It would really just be super unfortunate to see Game 5 as the Bulls are going to throw in the goal here to take the lead with 3 minutes to go. Do you have any other spells you'd like to cast?
No, you would have to call my good friends on the Wizards for that. Ducks, all we really do is quack and eat bread. But something I've noticed in this game, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like all of the Bulls' goals have come from opportunities where they've been able to counterattack, catch the Shadow vulnerable. Here's another one. Is Chaser going to do it? Saved by Euronate. I thought they were going to prove me right. The Bulls doing a great job of just booming that ball forward, up and over the Shadow. Shadow focusing so much of their game on that offensive pressure that it's costing them. Kendo almost did it right there. Great fake there by Chaser. It's going to give Kendo a shot. He passed up the shot and passed. That was so close to being a great play. It's almost as if we have a Freaky Friday situation. Yes, I said it, where the teams have changed roles. And now it was the Bulls dominating, but they had a slight mistake there on D. I'm always just one tick behind. You know what I'm saying?
I think while we're here, the reason why the Shadow are winning is because it's nighttime. You see how dark it is? I don't see any shadows.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure the Bulls don't either. Yeah, someone must have just turned off the stadium. Here at Wasteland, there aren't stadium lights. There are just simply torches. I don't see any lights shining down directly on the field. So we're just going to have to assume that that's the reason the Bulls are losing, is that they simply can't see. And as they're putting on their headlights, I guess, to high beam. I don't know cars. I don't drive. Please help me and correct me if I'm wrong. The Bulls are going to look to turn on their high beams to see the Shadow here and win out this series, as we've got 90 seconds, or actually 100. Can I count? No, I can't. To see a game-winning goal here, as I said this another game earlier in Game 1. And when I said it, a goal came pretty quickly, and I love to see goals, so I'm going to say it again. The next person to score will win this game, probably.
Better than 51% there, Deli.
Yeah,
Oh, great
that's
demo there. That opens the goal. Chaser getting just the touch he needs, but Kendo can't spawn quick enough. So you're saying the Shadow win game 3 and take the series, is what you're saying.
my crystal ball is a little hazy right now after I made so many predictions. So I'm not gonna say anything, but since we've been cursing and whatever we say has come to be,
Yeah.
I'd really love to see a comeback. I'm not gonna point fingers at which team, but the more exciting the Rocket League, the better. So I'm gonna say the crystal ball sees a comeback happening in very dramatic fashion, as the Shadow are going to look to make sure they're going to look to break the curse here, as Urinate's going to bring the ball forward with a bit of an air dribble ball in the corner, and it's going to come out from Chaser, but the shot on goal is simply too much, and Void will send that into the heart of the goal.
A dunk off the sidewall. He read that the whole way. It had the audacity and the car control and the touch to get that ball in the goal. What a play. Shadow doing everything they can to take this series in 3 games. Very dominant. And Deli, I will say, I have a car guy. He's watching the stream and he just texted in. It's much like a NASCAR situation where the cars don't actually have headlights. They just slap a sticker on there, for aesthetic purposes.
No wonder the Bulls are struggling so much. That just makes sense to me. Maybe they can utilize white Zombas on Chaser to illuminate the field a little bit, or perhaps some of those beautiful beams out there that you see on the what do you call it, the east side of the field, the west side. A directions are a thing. As my crystal ball is coming apart here, shattering as the Void. Oh, no. Why did I say the Void? The Shadow. I'm thinking of Void. Man, his car. Can't get it out of my mind. As the Shadow are going to take game 3 here and win out the series in 3 simple games.
Yeah, Bulls doing everything they could. Finally getting the offensive chances up. 8 shots, 4 goals, but not enough. The Shadow putting 6 of those Rocket League balls into that rectangle known as the Bulls goal. So it's the Shadow dominating this one. I don't know what the prognosticators had predicted for this one. I try not to pay attention to that too much. I just like to sit back and watch the Rocket League action. And this is a great performance by the Shadow. Bulls were the division leaders, but the Shadow working their way up to the top of their division, taking all 3 of the first games.
Well, here's the thing, is a lot of chat is saying that I need to drink more. So I'm going to do nothing but drink more soda and make the dehydration you claim I have even worse.
Is that a can of Balls Guarana?
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I thought so.
Yeah, I knew you recognized the very distinctive shape of the drink. So as we're coming into game 4 here, we've got the Bulls, who you really need to take a couple games, because it's just going to get worse and worse if they don't start taking away games right now. And I mean, with the way the Shadow have been playing, you've got to come out strong to start.
You do.
You can't let them take the lead again.
No, as I like to coach my players, you fight pressure with pressure. And the Shadow have had a lot of pressure this game. You can't sit back and just let the game come to you. You have to, be the hammer, not the nail. As Kendo's going to try and dribble this ball in. He still has possession. This is going to be real good. Is he going to do it himself? He nearly did. I want to see the Bulls here continue to pressure this ball and maybe, do their best Shadow impressions. Score some goals here.
Yeah, I love it when teams like to imitate each other. As the Shadow are going to imitate the Shadow to start off game 4, where they're going to score a goal with just 30 seconds to go. A bump coming in, but who cares? Void will just shoot the ball in anyway. And now that we have a 1-0 lead and the Bulls have already ruined everything I told them that they should be doing, my crystal ball is not working anymore. So I can't.
1-0. Is that a thing that Gaming Bear told you to say?
No. Did I say 1-0?
Yeah.
What? Hello?
Chaser with the goal, rocketing up to that. Was that a little freestyle action?
Well, when you're as good as Chaser, I guess, you can do whatever you want. As he'll shoot the ball whichever way he wants to, and he'll score anyway. as Kendo's going to take the kickoff and win out in dramatic fashion. Urinate's going to have to chase back down his own half of the field to get that ball. Ball's going to come back in, though, from Void. He's just going to look to take the ball back. Oh, brother, we are not worthy of Void with that double touch.
I'm sorry for everyone's ears, but that is the official Balls Garana Play of the Week nomination from ZB. I'm clipping that right now. I might even just post that in the Play of the Week channel right now, because that was certified Nush. Hashtag balls.
I wish I hadn't cracked open my can just a moment ago, because I would have done it with you there. I'm so glad I'm here. Oh my god! Hello? I'd like to make a call to the Gaming Bear. This man right here deserves to be in RLRS. Are you seeing this right now?
Yeah, that was a very impressive 30 seconds or so. I don't know if it's, I don't want to rig the vote, use my use my power as a caster, but Void, very deserving. I don't know if you can put 2 plays in 1 clip. But if we can somehow skirt the rules and get 2 plays in 1 clip, that'd be very, very worthy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gaming Bear told me he doesn't take calls, so I'm gonna have to shoot him an angry message later about customer service and how important it is, as we're gonna see
the customer's always right.
The ball again. Yeah, the customer is always right, and Deli's always right too. Never undefeated, and So as I'm sitting here watching this Rocket League game, I have all 3 flashing red symbols, and as I'm driving my spaceship across Wasteland, I see that we've got the Shadow just on fire. And Void, could you ask for anything more from him at this point? He's just been unreal.
Yeah, 3 goals on 3 shots. He's flying upside down, winning 50s, stealing boosts. He's going to get a touch here, isn't he? Well, he couldn't have predicted that. The point being, Shadow have been firing on all cylinders, as we say, in games 1, 2, and 3. Game 4, no difference.
Yeah, I really would give you some meaningful casting here, ZB, but as I'm shooting through space with all 3 disconnect variants on my screen, I can't really see too much except for the scoreboard.
Now I see. Boy, Urinate almost had a great save there. Deli, whenever you're ready to hop back in, please let us know. It must be that college Wi-Fi. What are you even paying for?
Honestly, I think I'm paying for the pool table.
Yes.
Because that's where I've been spending all my time at college. As we're seeing Kendo shooting the ball down the field. It's off target. He can pray, though, as we're down to 2 minutes to go, and the Bulls are looking to make an attack. Chaser off the back wall. Kendo's going to try to come up for it, and he beats out the defender, but the ball will ping away. Urinate going to send the ball off the wall and down. Chaser, but a 50-50 will come out as victorious for the Shadow. Kendo's going to try to bring the ball out, but a bump play will alleviate the pressure, and here comes the Shadow. A 50-50 will not work out for them. Urinate's going to chip it over top. Kendo has to retreat, coming up the backboard and sending that ball way out, as Void is going to turn on this and look for a chance. Half flip coming in. That was pretty fancy, as we're going to see him turn in goal. Kendo's going to send the ball up. It's coming down in front. Chaser puts it back into the corner to restart the attack, as the Shadow were there to stop that. A miss coming out. 2-on-1. Chaser, he backflips. Kendo, he bumps, but Urinate, he clears. No chance there, as none of the plays from the Bulls came together, as Chaser, he just comes from out of nowhere and makes an incredible stop, as Void is gonna come here for a 50, and that will be that will have a stop put to it. English, man, I already take 3 classes, but it's not enough, as Kendall will dribble the ball in right down Main Street.
There was a lot happening in that series of play. The Bulls had a lot of opportunities, but something I noticed, they're playing a little frantic. They're playing a little 2v1v1, if you know what I'm saying. Not really wanting to put anyone on blast, but I want to see the Bulls play as a unit, and they were finally able to get that second goal in, and they're back on schedule, as I like to say. 30 minutes remaining. Chaser is going to try to keep this one.
Oh my god.
30 minutes. Oh yeah, we'll be here all night. Which,
Come
if there was a way I would want to spend my time, it would be casting with you, Deli. Only 20 seconds left in this one. My, how time flies. The Bulls pushing forward. Can Kendo get the 50 win there? He sort of does. But Shadow recover quickly. Time ticking away. The ball's going the wrong way. I'd love to see the Bulls do it. I don't know if they're going to be able to.
And as the ball is going to come down here to end game 4, the Bulls on the verge of being swept by the Shadow here. Bulls are definitely, if you're in the same division as the Bulls, you're looking at this and you're licking your lips because this is exactly what you have been waiting for all season long, is the chance for the Bulls to be swept. And the Shadow are now your best friends. As now we're looking at game 5, and the Bulls have been coming back very, very slowly, but every time they seem to catch up to the Shadow, wow, sorry, the Diet Pepsi is getting to me.
The Diet Balls Guarana?
Yeah. You know, my fault. I can't read English classes, taking 3 of them. I think I said that joke already. As we saw the Bulls catching up, Void did that shall not be named, because that was just disrespectful from him. And he did it not once, but twice. And I'd go to my grave defending him.
As would I defend every player in MLE. What a great community we have found ourselves a part in. The question that everyone is wondering in chat is, can the Bulls win a game in this series?
To be honest, I'd say yes, but they're gonna really have to play a hard game in this one to run away with a victory, as we've seen nothing but Shadow momentum. I don't think the Bulls have had a single lead in this series. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, because boy, do I love it when I get yelled at by chat. As we're going to see a kickoff here, and the Bulls are going to look to take that supposed first lead of the series, as a 50-50 will come in. Euronate's going to follow. He's going to try to pick up boost, but it was already taken. The Bulls have a chance here if they can turn on this ball quickly, and Chaser will do just that, looking to send it to Kendo, but the pass is not thoughtful enough. Kendo was not prepared. Ball is going to fall in front of the face of goal, and both Shadow players will sit there and look and say, no, you go for that. And neither will, as it turns out. Ball's going to ping around the corner. Kendo catches it. Incredible field awareness there as the ball just happens to fall exactly where he's rotating. And now with the Shadow running down the field, Void almost putting that one in, as Kendo will send it out. Chaser, man, looking like a NASCAR driver, going straight for right turns instead of left turns, though, as he kind of took a lap around the field. Got to be tired after that one. And Kendo will 50-50 Void and send the ball back into the corner. Bulls looking to clear it. No goals yet. By this point in any other game, we've seen at least 2 goals, as the Bulls will send this one out. Here could be the first one. Kendo with a dribble. Euronate chasing.
Great shot.
Over. Kendo, we'll see you later.
Yeah, Deli, don't want to prove you wrong. It wasn't me. It was someone else that we know very well who says not the first lead by the Bulls. They did have a 4-3 lead in game 3 off the back of Chaser. But it was Kendo there who had the great touch over the defender to give his team the lead in game 1. I know that you and I, no caster bias, but we will say Kendo, a great person to have around in MLE, has done a lot for our league and is a former MLE champion. You love to see those on stream.
Yeah, definitely. I actually had a lot of interest in Kendo as a player this preseason. I wanted him to AGM for me because boy, was I not prepared to do so myself. And I figured, who seems like they know what they're doing that isn't going to be taken first round? I've got it, sure. Kendo. And then Rainbow Noms took him from me. I still am upset with you, as I mean, Rainbow Noms pointed me to Kimmy. Kimmy pointed me to someone else. And it was a big ladder of being angry at people as Kendo will try to put the ball up and over. Chaser will score. I just have another call out here. Gaming Bear, since you don't take calls, why are you calling me out on stream? I feel a little hurt here by you putting me on blast in front of everyone. I'll be in your DMs later with angry messages.
Wow. Fans of Kimmy will be happy to hear that you mentioned her. And I will say a little spoiler, fans of Kimmy, definitely stick around for a later cast, remember, this is not the only game on MLE Sports GG. There may be more coming up, and there certainly will be. What am I even talking about? We're at halftime, and the Bulls looking like they might be able to take this game. What do you say, Deli?
I'm really liking that the Bulls are finally finding some success with their biggest lead of the series as the ball will come up and over. How about we extend it as a demolition, the coup de grace onto Void by Chaser as he'll make sure that goes in the back of the goal. This is exactly what I was expecting from the Bulls after we saw so much potential from them in the previous games.
Yeah, they might want to, I don't know, get some sort of, that allows for words. What's the thing that you sign to like get your idea like made into law or something? A petition. Fans of the Bulls might want to petition here and just have this be game one, and then the Bulls, can play some more games. Great bump there by Void. What a unselfish play to let Urinate just dribble along. He does all the dirty work, clears the defender out of goal so Urinate can score. I love the teamwork.
It seems like we're getting physical in this series. The weapons of mass destruction coming out from both teams as we're pushing it real. I'm not going to make any more song jokes. All right, that's enough of me. As the Bulls are going to try to hold on to this lead because we know how dangerous the Shadow have been. They can score so many goals so quickly as Chaser will put that ball in his corner and follow it rather than get boost. They could stretch them right now with the chance as both players were at a lack of boost there for a moment. Chaser looking to send it to Kendo. A great pass. Kendo, this shot not heartfelt enough as it'll get saved by Urinate. Chaser's going to follow. The ball will pop down off the ceiling. No Bull in sight as Chaser gets beat out by Void. The Shadow will look to regroup here. Wow, this ball's Guarana is really getting to me as Urinate. Remember when Void was crazy earlier? You could get Urinate some too with the way he's been playing. Very solid.
Yeah, great shot there. He's been able to find the back of the net plenty in this one. Shadow not done yet. 86 seconds left in this game. For those who are new to MLE, first of all, we're glad you're here. We play every series to 5 games. The Bulls trying to win game 5, so it's not a best of situation. We will play all 5 games every series. Now, Deli, I have a question for you. How are you able to recognize that great pass from Chaser earlier, but not able to pass yourself?
I mean, the thing about passing is that it's only done by players who aren't selfish. And if I figured you'd know me by now, ZB, the only person I care about is myself and my own success. Who else matters, am I right? Besides the players on the field right now, they'll matter for a little bit. The world revolves around me. I am the center of the universe. I am so great. GRET. There's a million things I could be doing instead of this. I'm getting my $1 million check at the end of this series to pay my $60,000 of college debt. Passing is kind of for casuals like you. I mean, not to put you on blast, but
thank you.
I mean, with your many assists from last season, it's hard to ignore.
Sure.
As we're down to 30 seconds and my time on the mainstream is winding down, you're going to be here all night. So I'm going to give you the hardest time I can for these last 30 seconds. As Urinate will extend my time to ruin your night. So while we're here, how do you feel about this series looking back?
Deli, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. I do appreciate it. 30 seconds of this one, and we can't ignore the fact that the Bulls are trying to hang on, doing everything they can to win this game 5 and steal a game away from the Shadow, but it's the Shadow trying to get the clean sweep. Short time remaining. Chaser might put the proverbial nail in the coffin. He nearly did. Can Kendo get the touch? He can. Now it's a 2-on-1 for the Shadow. Oh my! Oh,
remember when the crystal ball predicted a last-second goal to force overtime in Game 5? You're all welcome. I'm glad someone go back and clip that moment and just put it up right to this clip because you're all welcome for bonus Rocket League as we've got Game 5 overtime.
Wait.
Actually, stop the press. It's not over yet as the Shadow looking to see if it could happen. So since we're here cursing and I am the prediction master, pick a time, ZB. When do you think the goal's coming?
1:15. Wait, that doesn't make sense. 145.
All right, I'm gonna get let's say 345 as the Bulls are coming in for an attack here. We've got one. I already forgot your time. Someone's keeping track of it. As the Shadow are gonna look to shoot here, Bulls are gonna chase it down and send it into their corner. Ball is up and a miss from Kendo. Very uncharacteristic of him so far, as Chaser will go up the wall and send that out. Void is lying in wait to send the ball back into the Bulls' half. Up top, and Void will actually read that. Uronate flying in, looking for the chance,
What a save.
and Chaser will get up and beat out Void to get that ball out. Uronate follows. He's got a dribble, beats out Chaser, but Kendo will send it out. The ball is going to come down. Uronate, he's just been on top of the ball. You hate him right now if you're a Bulls fan. Chaser coming into the corner with Void and will send the ball out. Urinate's going to follow it down, put it up into the wall, off the backboard and up. He'll follow and try to send the ball out. Not a very meaningful touch there as it'll pop out. I have to take a breath, so how do you feel?
I'm feeling great. We are seeing heart-wrenching action. I don't know if, Deli, you're looking at the chat. Oh, wait, you always read chat. There's a shot and a save by Chaser. We have a lot of predictions in the chat, a lot on the short end of things. We are about to be past everyone's prediction momentarily. No one predicting past 2 minutes. My prediction of 145 is about to go by the wayside. Both teams playing really good Rocket League, not putting themselves in a situation where they're going to give up this overtime goal. Void has boost, and when Void has boost, that is dangerous. Clear there by Kendo. We are at the 2-minute mark of overtime. Deli, earlier in the game, you predicted, well, it doesn't matter because Uronate just finished it in Shadow. Take the series 5-0. Wow, who could have predicted that?
We're going to play Price of Right style. Everyone else lost except for me because I guessed over and you all guessed under. So I'm just going to say that it was great playing. I'll see you all never because I am the ultimate champion of predictions. So as the Shadow take a sweep here, I saw a lot of great things from them this series. And honestly, it was really nice to see them come out with such success.
It was. I'm fairly confident the Shadow at this point going to keep this momentum going the last 3 weeks of the season. I fully expect them to be in the playoffs. And Shadow, if they continue to run this lineup, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Void with those great plays. Uronate scoring 4 goals in this one. Chaser and Kendo both playing well, but the Shadow just too much to handle. What a great team the Shadow have.
Yeah, we might have seen a playoff preview here as we saw the Shadow team that you might be seeing in playoffs so far as they hold out and make it there because they were absolutely unstoppable tonight. And as this series comes to a close, it's just tough if you're the Bulls because the Bulls had the better record coming into this, only 3 games apart, and now they are behind. They are probably behind in their division, and it's going to be so hard to catch back up.
The Bulls, they had done such a good job earlier, the first 6 weeks of this season, that they could still maintain their division lead after this week as long as the Dodgers don't get a 5-0 for themselves. They will at least have a share of the first of the top spot in their division. Hopefully the Bulls can turn it around in these final 3 weeks. And Deli, as you know, these final 3 weeks of the season after this one, very important, as the final 3 games will be against your division opponents. But I digress because we still have great Week 7 action in store tonight.
Yeah, I like to call these final 3 weeks the time where you right-click on your league name for series results and you turn notifications on to all messages.
Yes,
because that's exactly what I've done for all mine, except for CL because it's a little depressing to be reminded how far behind we are. I'm just kidding, boys. I love you. It was a real great series, and I know every single player is always really excited to see when a team in your division or a team that you're behind, when those results come in, is the first thing you check. Because I know I did that last season. I do that this season for all of my teams. I'm the first person to look when results pop up.
Yeah, Deli, we appreciate everything you do. And you, Deli, I will say you had a great cast. You had a great cast.
Oh, thanks. You're even better. You're even better.
No, but thank you. So we're going to take a short break. We do have more Champ League action on this stream tonight. But folks, Don't go anywhere, because before we break for our intermission, we are going to show the play of the week video. Deli, I don't know if you're going to make an appearance. I certainly hope you do. I won't say who I voted for, but I made my vote count, if you know what I'm saying.
You know, I'm very excited to see if I have got myself in this video. One thing's for certain, I have a camera ready just in case I win, and I'm going to be so ecstatic. I can't wait to see this video. Let's just get to it.
All right, without further ado, here are your week 6 plays of the week.
They get when they're behind, when the game is tied.
And here comes the Ducks taking the ball off the wall. They've got a clear possession here. Can he get a pass off? They get the pitch play for an indefensible goal against the Knights.
And, you know, this is exactly what I was just talking about. By the way, that was an awesome pinch. Hey, quick little plug. If you saw a goal that was Player of the Week worthy, clip it.
Or not, but it does look very similar, and I will say, it is one of my favorite and most iconic cars in all of MLE. Casey wearing the right up.
Oh no!
Where's my Casey? Where are my balls? I need a can of balls in my hand right now because I am very thirsty. Casey Craig with the air dribble and putting that one in.
Deli looking for the clear, tries to push it up, tries to cement this lead, and looks for the dribble, passes it to Eclair, who puts it back on Deli. Deli might have the chance to put this in, and he fakes the life out of, I believe, who was that up there? I believe it was Darkfire. My God!
Oh, Deli, what are you doing?
That was a nice goal.